Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Imagine this: you're rummaging through your change jar, half emptying it onto the table, maybe looking for enough to buy a coffee. Suddenly, you spot a penny. Nothing special at first glance, right? It's just a penny, a coin so ordinary that we barely even look at it. But what if I told you that one penny, a 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, could actually be worth $1.2 million? Yes, million. You might be holding onto a tiny fortune and not even know it. Stick around because today, we're diving deep into why this unassuming coin is so valuable, how you can spot one, and what to do if you hit the jackpot. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Let's start with a bit of backstory. In 1982, the US Mint was going through a bit of an identity crisis. They were transitioning from pennies made of solid copper to a cheaper copper-plated zinc composition. Copper was getting pricey, and Uncle Sam needed to save some cash. So, 1982 became a bit of a wild year for pennies: different compositions, different weights, and yes, mistakes. And that's where our $1.2 million superstar comes into play. The 1982 no-mint mark penny was accidentally struck on a solid copper planchet rather than the newer zinc one. What makes it extra special is the absence of a mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This error, combined with its rarity, has turned it into one of the most sought-after coins in modern history. And now, let's talk about how to spot one of these elusive beauties. Grab a magnet, a scale, and your detective hat. The 1982 copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams, while the zinc version is much lighter at 2.5 grams. If your penny tips the scale closer to 3.11 grams, you might have something worth checking out. No scale? No problem. You can also tell by the sound. Copper coins have a distinct ring when dropped compared to zinc coins. Just don't drop it too hard. Let me share a quick story. A few months ago, I was visiting my aunt. She's one of those people who keeps jars of coins all over the house, claiming they're emergency funds. I decided to help her sort them. I wasn't expecting to find much beyond lint-covered pennies and a stray nickel or two, but lo and behold, there it was, a shiny 1982 penny with no mint mark. My heart skipped a beat. I waited, hoping it was copper, but alas, it turned out to be the zinc version. Close, but no cigar. Still, it was a moment of pure adrenaline, and now I'm obsessed with checking every single penny I come across. So, why is this penny worth so much? Rarity, my friends. There are believed to be only a handful of these 1982 copper no-mint mark pennies in existence. Combine that with the allure of a mistake, and collectors go wild. One of these coins sold for $1.2 million at auction. Can you imagine? That's like turning 1 cent into a new house. But here's the kicker: even if you don't find the 1982 penny, other variations from that year can still be worth a pretty penny, pun intended. Look out for errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or unusual mint marks. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, it's time to take action. Go grab the change jar, dig through your couch cushions, or raid the cup holder in your car. Who knows? You might find a little copper miracle hiding in plain sight. Before you go, here's my challenge to you: start paying attention to your pocket change. Coins that seem insignificant could be your ticket to a fortune. And if you find something interesting, drop a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear your stories. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more tips, stories, and strategies for uncovering hidden treasures in your pocket change. You won't want to miss it. Let's turn your pennies into potential paydays together, right? Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. What if I told you that you might be walking around with a tiny fortune in your pocket? That's right, your loose change could hold a coin worth $1.3 million. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1976 mint mark Lincoln penny. It's not just any penny, it's a coin that could change your life. Before we jump in, quick question: how often do you actually check your coins? If you're like me, probably never. I used to toss my change into a jar without a second thought until one day, I decided to go through it. Spoiler alert, I didn't find a $1.3 million penny, but I did find an old arcade token, which is almost as cool, right? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot this rare coin, what makes it so valuable, and why you might want to start looking a little closer at your pennies. First, let's talk about the mint mark. It stands for Denver, where this penny was minted. Now, Denver's coins aren't usually considered super rare, but the 1976 D penny? That's a whole different story. The real kicker is its error coins. A small batch of these pennies was struck with a flaw, and collectors go wild for minting errors. Think doubled obverse, where Lincoln's face or the lettering looks slightly doubled. It's like Lincoln had too much coffee that day and decided to appear twice on one penny. There's also the occasional off-center strike, which makes the coin look like it's trying to escape the minting process. And now, not every 1976 D penny is worth a fortune. Most are worth, well, a penny. But those rare error coins? They're the rock stars of the coin world. One sold for $1.3 million at auction. That's more than most cars, houses, or even a year's worth of avocado toast. The value comes down to condition and rarity. If your coin is in near-perfect condition, what collectors call mint state, and has a significant error, cha-ching, you've hit the jackpot. How to spot a valuable 1976 D penny? So, how do you know if your penny is the one? Here's what to look for and make sure there's a D under the date. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling in the letters or Lincoln's profile. The shinier and more perfect your penny, the better. Scratches and wear bring down the value faster than a slow Wi-Fi connection during a Netflix binge. A personal story. Let me share a quick story. A few months ago, I helped my grandma sort through her old coin collection. She had jars and jars of pennies from the 70s, and let me tell you, it was like digging through history. I was secretly hoping to find a rare gem, but all I got was a handful of wheat pennies and a weird coin from Canada. Still, it was fun, and it taught me to pay more attention to the change I'd been ignoring my whole life. Who knows? Maybe one day, I'll find that elusive 1976 D penny. Until then, I'm just happy to keep searching, and now, you can too. Alright, coin enthusiasts, now it's your turn. Grab a magnifying glass, dig through those jars of change, and start your treasure hunt. You never know, you might have a $1.3 million penny sitting in a drawer right now. But if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's turn your spare change into big bucks, one penny at a time. Oh, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you've been inspired to start looking. Hey, coin enthusiasts, curious collectors, and everyone who's ever dug through their couch cushions hoping to strike it rich. Imagine this, you're holding a penny, a simple, unassuming 1984 penny without a mint mark. Now, what if I told you that same little penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? That's right, million, with an M. Don't believe me? Well, stick around because today, we're diving into the fascinating, and dare I say, lucrative world of the 1984 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, you might already have one and not even know it, but first, let me tell you about the time I thought I struck gold, or, well, coppered out. A few months back, I found this old penny in my car's cup holder. It was crusty, it was lonely, and honestly, it looked like it had been through several world wars. Naturally, I got curious. I Googled it and spent hours comparing it to rare penny photos online. For a hot second, I thought I had a rare 1984 no-mint mark penny. Turns out, it was a regular OL penny worth, drumroll please, exactly 1 cent. Yep, my millionaire dreams were crushed, but hey, the journey was worth it, and it brought me here to share this with you. So, what's the deal with this 1984 penny, and why is it potentially worth $1.4 million? First, let's break it down. If your penny doesn't have a mint mark, it means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, Philadelphia didn't mark their pennies with a P back then. It's not a mistake, just the way they rolled. But here's where it gets juicy. The high-value 1984 no-mint mark pennies are known for their double die error. What's that, you ask? A double die error happens when the die that strikes the coin is improperly prepared, resulting in doubling on certain parts of the design. On the 1984 penny, you'll see this doubling on Abraham Lincoln's ear, yes, his ear, and sometimes on the lettering, like Liberty or In God We Trust. It's like the coin got a little too excited during production and decided to go bold. So, how do you know if you've got a jackpot penny sitting in your jar of loose change? Grab a magnifying glass. Seriously, you'll feel like a detective and examine Lincoln's ear. If it looks like he's got a second ear or some weird ghostly outline, you might be onto something. Next, check the letters. Any signs of doubling, especially on Liberty or 1984? Congrats, friend, you might be holding a piece of history and a small fortune. Now, let's talk about that jaw-dropping price tag. Coins like this are rare, like needle in a haystack rare. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar, or top millions, for pristine examples, especially if the penny is graded highly by a professional coin grading service. So, if your 1984 no mint mark penny is shiny, has cleared doubling, and looks like it's barely been touched, you could be sitting on a $1.4 million treasure. Of course, this is also where my story takes a tragic turn. After hours of inspecting my penny under a lamp and accidentally burning my forehead on the bulb, I realized it wasn't even from 1984. It was in 1982. Close, but no cigar. But hey, at least I got some quality bonding time with my magnifying glass. So, there you have it, folks, the 1984 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a little piece of copper that could make you a millionaire. Remember to check your change, raid your penny jar, and maybe even give that old piggy bank a shake. Who knows? You could be one ear away from a fortune, and before you go, here's my challenge to you: subscribe to this channel for more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth big money. Who knows? The next video could help you uncover another hidden treasure. So hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's keep the hunt alive. Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever checked your pocket change and wondered if you're sitting on a small fortune? What if I told you that a humble penny, yes, a penny, could be worth a whopping $1.5 million? That's right, today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1949 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a massive payday. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this penny is so valuable and how you could be the next lucky person to find one. Spoiler alert, checking your couch cushions has never been this exciting. Alright, let's get into it. First, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. The 1949 no mint mark Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, which, fun fact, doesn't use a mint mark on its coins. But here's the kicker: not all 1949 pennies are created equal. While millions were made, only a few have the right combination of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue to make them worth seven figures. Now, the first thing you need to know is the condition of the coin. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, try saying that 5 times fast, are obsessed with a grading system called the Sheldon scale. If your 1949 penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're in the money. And I mean literally. A top-graded 1949 no mint mark penny recently sold for, drumroll please, $1.5 million at auction. That's enough to buy a house, a car, and still have change left over for, well, more pennies. Now, I know what you're thinking: how do I know if I have one of these million-dollar pennies? Great question. Here are some tips. It must say 1949, and there should be no mint mark under the date. Check the condition. The shinier and less worn it looks, the better. Don't just take my word for it, get it verified by a coin expert. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine, I'll call him Dave, once found a 1949 penny in an old jar his grandma had stashed away. At first, he thought, just another penny, but then he remembered hearing about rare coins being valuable. Long story short, he took it to an appraiser, and while it wasn't the million-dollar version, it still fetched him a cool $500. Not bad for a dusty old jar, right? But here's the thing: not every 1949 penny will make you rich, and that's okay. Even if your coin isn't worth millions, it's still a piece of history. Think about it: this penny was around when Truman was president, when cars had fins, and when people actually dressed up to go to the movies. So, what's the moral of the story here? Always check your spare change, folks. That one coin you've been ignoring in your junk drawer could be the key to financial freedom, or at least a really nice vacation. Before you go, here's your mission: grab a flashlight, dig through your change jar, and see if you've been sitting on a 1949 no mint mark penny this whole time. If you do find one, drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear your story. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more stories, strategies, and surprises coming your way. Who knows? Your next penny could be worth millions. Hey there, coin hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through the spare change in your car, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam! You stumble upon a penny that could literally change your life. What if I told you that a 1968 Lincoln penny could be worth a whopping $1.6 million today? Yep, That's right, a single, humble penny. In this video, we're diving deep into what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and why it might just be lurking in your pocket change. Stick around, because you don't want to miss this treasure hunt. Alright, let's get into it. First things first, what's the deal with the 1968 D Lincoln penny? For those new to coin collecting, the D stands for the Denver Mint, where this penny was struck. Now, not all 1968 D pennies are worth $1.6 million. If they were, we'd all be retired on a beach somewhere. The key here is rarity and condition. The most valuable 1968 D pennies are error coins, meaning they have mistakes made during production, like doubling in the lettering or misaligned dies. Now, here's where things get fun. Grab a magnifying glass, or, if you're like me and can't find one, just squint really hard and inspect your penny. Look closely at the date, the D Mint mark, and even Abraham Lincoln's profile. Is there any doubling in the text or the numbers? Does something look a little off? If yes, congratulations. You might have hit the jackpot. So why is this penny worth so much? It's all about supply and demand. Rare error coins like this are like the celebrities of the coin world, collectors can't get enough of them. And because these errors are so rare, when one pops up in excellent condition, it can fetch jaw-dropping prices. One pristine example sold for $1.6 million at auction. Imagine showing up to a bidding war with a penny and walking away with enough cash to buy your dream house. Let me share a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my grandma's attic, and I stumbled upon a dusty old jar filled with coins. I started sifting through them, not expecting much, but then I saw it, a shiny 1968 D penny. My heart skipped a beat. Was this the $1 million coin? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It was just a regular penny. But you better believe I spent the rest of the day looking through every single coin in that jar. It's moments like these that make coin collecting so thrilling. You never know what you might find. Conclusion, and there you have it, folks. The 1968 D Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest things can hold incredible value. So, the next time you're about to toss your spare change in a jar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a fortune. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends who are always complaining about being broke. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tips, stories, and strategies to help you uncover coins worth serious money. Who knows? The next big find could be right in your pocket. Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and folks who just stumbled here wondering how a penny could possibly be worth $1.7 million. Imagine this, you're digging through your couch cushions for spare change, and you find a penny. But wait, what if that little copper coin could buy you a mansion, a sports car, and still leave enough for a lifetime supply of pizza? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick around, because today we're talking about the legendary 2007 D Mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's making millionaires out of the lucky few. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Alright, let's dive in. First, what makes a penny worth $1.7 million? Spoiler alert, it's not because Lincoln's giving us a wink on this one. The 2007 D penny is special because of its minting process. The D stands for the Denver Mint, and this particular batch has a rare error that turned it from pocket change into a goldmine. What's the error? Great question. It's known as a double die error, meaning some of the lettering or images on the coin are slightly doubled. Imagine Lincoln having a ghostly shadow on the coin or the word Liberty looking like it had one too many cups of coffee. These errors are incredibly rare, and collectors will pay top dollar, or in this case, top million, for them. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, Sam, once found an odd-looking penny while buying snacks at a gas station. He joked about it being worth millions and tossed it in a jar. Fast forward a year, he saw a news article about the 2007 D penny and decided to check his jar. You guessed it, jackpot. Sam sold his for over $1 million. Me? I immediately raided every jar, drawer, and pocket in my house. Spoiler, no luck, yet now, how do you know if you have one of these magic pennies? Start by looking for the D Mint mark under the year 2007. Then, grab a magnifying glass and examine the coin carefully. Look for doubling on the date, the word Liberty, or even the edges of Lincoln's profile. If you think you've hit the jackpot, get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's the real deal and slap a value on it. You might be thinking, why would anyone pay $1.7 million for a penny? Well, coin collectors are a passionate bunch. They love history, rarity, and the thrill of owning something almost no one else has. Plus, there's just something magical about a humble penny turning into a life-changing treasure. Speaking of treasures, let's talk about the irony here. How many of us have tossed pennies into fountains, wishing for wealth? Turns out, the wealth was in the pennies all along. If you've ever used a penny to scratch off a lottery ticket, you might want to rethink your life choices. So, what's the takeaway here? Check your change. Seriously, every coin you touch could be a hidden treasure. The 2007 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest things in life can have incredible value. And hey, if you don't find one, at least you'll have some clean couch cushions. Before you go, let me leave you with this. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and maybe a little luck along the way, hit that subscribe button. Let's uncover more treasures together, because who knows? Your next penny might just be worth a fortune. Alright, folks, here's a question for you. How often do you actually look at your pocket change? Be honest. I know most of us just toss it in a jar, leave it in the car cup holder, or maybe lose it under the couch cushions. But what if I told you that one tiny penny, just like the ones you probably stepped over this morning, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Yup, you heard that right. A single 1975 D Lincoln penny has the potential to change your life, literally. So, grab your piggy banks, dump that change jar, and let's dig into the story of this $1 million coin. You don't need a metal detector or a pirate's map to find this treasure, it might already be in your pocket. Let's start with a little backstory on the 1975 D Lincoln penny. Produced at the Denver Mint, hence the little D below the date, this coin doesn't look all that special at first glance. It's copper, it's got good old Abe Lincoln on the front, and the iconic wheat stalk design was swapped for the Lincoln Memorial decades earlier. So what makes this particular penny so valuable? Coins like this one are rare because of errors. In the world of coin collecting, mint errors are like little quirks that make certain coins highly collectible. Imagine a batch of cookies that came out with one shaped like a heart. Suddenly, that one cookie is the star of the show, and in this case, a $1.8 million star, and now, the 1975 D penny's value skyrockets due to its unique doubling error. For those not familiar with coin lingo, doubling means certain parts of the coin's design, like the date, the lettering, or even Lincoln's profile, appear doubled because of a mistake in the minting process. It's like the coin version of a printing typo, but instead of being embarrassing, it's incredibly lucrative. I'll never forget the day I discovered the world of rare coins. I was digging through an old box of my grandfather's belongings, you know, the kind with mysterious smells and random treasures, and I found this old coin. I didn't think much of it until a quick Google search told me it was worth $500. Now, it wasn't a 1975 D penny, but that experience got me hooked. I've been obsessively checking my change ever since. And let me tell you, it's so satisfying when you find even a semi-valuable coin. So, how do you know if you've got this golden, or rather, copper ticket? First, you need to check the date, 1975, with that tiny D mint mark. Then, examine the coin under good lighting or, better yet, a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling in the lettering, numbers, or Lincoln's profile. A pristine 1975 D penny, free of scratches and wear, is going to fetch a much higher price. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, try saying that 5 times fast, are big on grading coins. The top-tier coins are classified as mint state and can bring in the big bucks. In top condition with the right errors, this penny can sell for $1.8 million at auction. That's not just retirement money, that's private island money. Even if your penny isn't in perfect shape, it could still be worth thousands. Alright, so here's the takeaway: start looking at your pennies, people. That little copper coin sitting in your junk drawer might be the key to financial freedom. And hey, even if you don't find a rare 1975 D penny, checking your change is a pretty fun and free hobby. Before you go, I've got a challenge for you. Grab all the change you've got and give it a good once-over. Who knows? You might strike gold, or, well, copper. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth big money, strategies for spotting rare finds, and stories from the world of numismatics, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss out on the next treasure hunt. Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever checked your loose change and thought, could this penny actually be worth a fortune? Well, stick around because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1964 D Lincoln penny, a coin that might just turn your pocket change into a jackpot. Yep, you heard that right, this humble little penny has a current market value of $1.1 million in its rarest form. So, grab your coffee, or maybe your coin jar, and let's uncover why this coin is making collectors go wild. Oh, and I've got a hilarious story about how I almost spent a potentially valuable penny on a vending machine snack. Let's just say, I learned my lesson. You'll want to stick around for that. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1964 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D Mint mark. At first glance, it's just another penny. But in the world of coin collectors, there's no such thing as just another penny. These coins are sought after because of their unique history, potential errors, and rarity in pristine condition. Now, why is this penny so special? Well, like any great mystery, it comes down to a mix of history and happy accidents. In 1964, the US Mint produced millions of these coins, but not all of them were created equal. Some had unique die errors, such as doubling on the lettering or numbers, making them extremely rare and valuable. You're casually looking at your change, and you notice the date looks a little funky. Could be doubling. You'd better grab a magnifying glass because this might be your golden, or shall I say coppered ticket. But here's where things get interesting, the condition of the coin matters big time. A well-worn 1964 D penny might fetch a few bucks, but one in mint state? That's where you hit the jackpot. A 1964 D penny graded as MS67 Plus can command over $1 million at auction. So, if you've got one sitting in a jar, it's time to give it a closer look, and here's my personal story. A few years back, I found an old penny while cleaning out my car. It looked old, but I didn't think much of it. I was starving, so I used it to buy a bag of chips from a vending machine. Later, I found out that pennies from 1964 with certain mint errors were worth thousands, possibly millions. I've never regretted a snack purchase more in my life. Moral of the story, never underestimate your pocket change. Now, you're probably wondering how to check if your 1964 D penny is the real deal. First, look for that D Mint mark under the date. Next, check the coin's condition, no scratches, no wear, and shiny as the day it was minted. Finally, examine it for errors, like doubling on the date or the word Liberty. If it looks promising, get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC.so. There you have it, the 1964 D Lincoln penny could be your ticket to financial freedom. Who knew such a tiny piece of copper could hold so much value? Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions, here's the deal, not every penny is worth a fortune, but the thrill of the hunt is half the fun. If you've got a 1964 D penny, or any other coin you think might be valuable, don't forget to share your finds in the comments. And if you love learning about coins that can make you rich, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and coin stories coming your way.